Hey there, once again, wonderful people of YouTube land. It's your friend, Wild Elf 26. Hey, you might have recently seen that I had just recently acquired the Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. This one is called Voyager Class, and it seems that Hasbro has switched over to doing only cardboard boxes now without much plastic or anything. That's a good thing and a bad thing. They kind of cheaped out on the cardboard box. This one creased real easily just upon picking it up at the store. It's already got wear and tear on the corners. And the cardboard itself is very cheap. It's not very posterized. It feels like a cereal box, only not quite as strong as a cereal box. So that's not a good thing. And that's food for thought if you're buying one of these as a collector's item to sit in the box. The box could degrade just sitting on the shelf after a long time. But putting the box aside for a minute, here we're looking at my Budget 5, as I lovingly call them. I've got my surprisingly Gen 1 reminiscent Wheeljack. He was a $10 fine at Dollar General. So was this large class Megatron, $10 fine, Dollar General. These were also sold at Family Dollar as well. These were the $6 Legend class. It's a Bumblebee that transforms closer to the way he did in the old animated series in '86. Although here he's kind of a generic sports car, a little compact sports car, kind of like a Ford Festiva a little bit. And this, of course, is number 2 in the Decepticons. This is Starscream. It too is a Legends class that was only at the $6 mark, just like the Bumblebee. Kind of modified his null rays a little bit. They were a little too long. They didn't look right before. Now they look slightly more right. He's got Decepticon logos pretty much everywhere on him. But let me get back to the subject at hand. This is the Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. I put him in vehicle mode to show off some of the finer points of his vehicle mode, and he surprisingly rolls pretty well. Comes with a bracket in the back to actually connect to a trailer hitch, but I'm not certain which Autobot trailer style would actually fit this one, unless they come out with something later for him. The smokestacks are similar to his previous Bumblebee movie incarnation. They added a big brush guard across his grill, and for some reason they moved his headlights out of the way. I think it was because they went kind of cheap with what they wanted to paint and didn't want to paint. As you can tell on the sides, silver is supposed to go down here and continue forward to this part of the silver. They didn't bother, so I'll have to take care of that with paint or some kind of silver Sharpie. He's in the Voyager class. He's under 40 bucks, somewhere in the 35-40 range. You can find him at both Target and Walmart, and probably on the Hasbro website as well. There's a lot of gray where we probably would have preferred to see a little bit of chrome. I mean, they chromed the visors, for crying out loud. You know, would it really have hurt them to put some chrome on the smokestacks? Maybe a little chrome on the bumper or the brush guard. But overall, it's a solid vehicle mode. And I put him in the vehicle mode so I can show you me converting him into the Autobot mode, the actual robot mode. So I put him here for a minute. I'll do a quick recap. Legends class, $6 Bumblebee, $6 Starscream. Taller, bigger Legends class, Wheeljack, 10 bucks. Megatron, 10 bucks. Not bad. There's a surprising amount of detail on these $10 jobbies. Even comes with a removable weapon that you can mount in vehicle mode on top of the roof of the car, and the head sculpt is pretty accurate for Wheeljack. I wish Wheeljack looked closer to this in Riser of the Beast. I know he looked closer to that in the Bumblebee movie in the Cybertron flashbacks. But yeah, so I'm pretty content with some of these. He doesn't have this in the movie or any of the movie clips, but this is supposed to be an ion blaster. His famous rifle that Optimus Prime always carries, from the animated series at least. It can mount here on this junket, and when he's in robot mode it can mount actually on his back. There's a junket for it there too. Okay, let me get this in proper position so I can transform Optimus Prime. Add sound effects here. I'm sure that sounded wonderful, right? Okay. Here he is from the front. And he comes in robot mode, so this is a little backwards, but you can move the video back and forth depending on your computer's capabilities. Okay, you take the bracket for the trailer and it flips into the feet. These are obviously the bottom of the feet. He's a cab forward truck, and ironically enough, if you pop him this way, he does go up just like a cab forward, which is pretty accurate actually. All those fans of BJ McKay, there you go. All right, separate the legs. There we go. There. Okay, that's part of it done. I'm going to fold the two front wheels like so. And then we're going to take these side panels. They pop out, go back reasonably well. They stay in place when you do this too pretty well. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with that. There's kind of an old school transform too when you move the arms like this. Love those old sound effects. Okay, you move them down like this. You'll notice the fist is out, it's on a ball joint. That's good for posability later, and it's functional for the transform. You move the arm and elbow straight down, rotate as such, bring the hand out like that. Do the same thing over here. Bring the arm straight down, try to keep the brackets right. Bring the hand into proper position. Okay, you'll see this thing, it looks like a diving board here, and that becomes crucial in this part of the transformation too. Now this upper section, you grab the top, you grab this gray part, and then you rotate around like so. There you go. Now you got the wheels and the grill, which are on a different bracket here. The cab forward bracket's starting to move, so it's kind of hard to keep it where it needs to be. It's kind of stiff. There we go. And pop this down. It brings this flap up. It helps bring Optimus Prime's head back to robot mode. Here we go. You push the back flap down. This is the bracket that can hold the ion blaster when you don't want it in his hands. Now he's facing the correct way. You'll see the feet are still upright. Move them into position like so. There we go. There we go. Hopefully that's in frame. And I'm going to take this and just ever so slightly open these windshields like that. Bring his head up to full position. Now he can turn left and right. He has that field of view, but he cannot look up or down. There's no ball joint. It's pinned underneath. So, okay. Bring the hands forward a little bit. And these smokestacks, although they look like nice wings, you could leave them in this position. It does kind of have a wider shoulder thing going, but they're actually meant to go back this way. There's a double joint right there, another double joint right there. What I do like is the Autobot logos are loud and proud. They're up there, you can see them right where they used to be on the old Gen 1. And that's an important thing. Michael Bay is still executive producer of the Transformers Bumblebee movie, as well as Rise of the Beast. And you'd be surprised the authority certain executive producers can have. I realize they have a different director, and a different director that is different from even the Bumblebee movie's director. But my belief is whatever Mr. Bay wants, Mr. Bay gets. All decisions have to go through him anyway as executive producer. So it's kind of funny when I see things in different chat areas of people talking about, you know, oh, will it be the Bayverse? Well, you know, wake up and smell the coffee, people. It's still the Bayverse. The classic ion blaster. It's still the Bayverse. The only thing is, nobody kind of noticed, you know, it was like a shell game, you know, they switched it around. Last night, Transformer movie, The Last Night, it did not do very well at the box office. So the company kind of shuffled things around. And this was to make the fans feel like, hey, we're getting a new reboot. Well, we didn't get a new reboot. If we did, Bumblebee would transform like this. His trunk, headlights, and bumper would be his feet, because that was Gen 1. Some of the others got Gen 1 makeover, except Bumblebee. Oh, he's a Volkswagen Beetle in Bumblebee movie, but his configuration is exactly like the Bayverse, where this is dramatically different from the Bayverse in many ways, except for the split window design. That was a Michael Bay touch on Optimus Prime. Plus, Michael Bay did not want Optimus Prime to be his primary color, red. He wanted him to be blue. And he mixed the red in slightly to keep the toy company happy. Although I doubt that they were really that happy about it. But it was a profitable relationship. Is Michael Bay talented? Yes, Michael Bay is extremely talented. And his ability to work with the bigwigs in Hollywood is amazing. I am legitimately amazing how much pull he has in Hollywood. So kudos to him. I know he's done a lot of good work over the years, besides Transformers. It's interesting to see where he's working, what his ideas are in the future. But yeah, I think Bumblebee is probably the best effort of all the modern Transformer movies. Rise of the Beast is interesting. I got this because this model looks a lot like the Bumblebee movie Optimus. There are some slight changes, but there's enough of it similar that this was a good pickup. I'm pleased with the color of gray. My thumb hit this a little bit too hard and just yanked it right out of his hand. Okay, there we go. I snagged it on this corner right here with my thumb. See, it's in there. It won't fall out. It's quality. I believe that's a 5mm handle. So anyway, guys, this is a Wild Elf, and I hope I said that at the beginning. Nice and clear. And I'm Wild Elf 26. This has been my closer look at the Rise of the Beast Voyager Class Optimus Prime. And he looks pretty good. He could use a couple touch-ups. There's some sections of gray paint right here by his head that I would be a lot happier if that was red instead of gray right here and here. There is no matrix, and that's kind of sad, you know. But then again, there's not really a matrix mentioned in the storyline. The closest thing to a matrix is what they call the Allspark. They hardly had any nod whatsoever to the existence of the matrix of leadership. But he's got decent feet. You can pose him in some pretty interesting weighted poses. Very evenly distributed, which I'm kind of surprised, you know. But it is at the almost $40 mark in some places. So, yeah, you get a decent price for that. My only gripe is that the box could have been a little more sturdy and a little better layered for postering effect on it to make it more slick, and so it's easy to brush dust off it. But that box is very flimsy. That's my main warning to you out there. If you buy this and you intend to keep it in the box, keep in mind this is a very flimsy box. If I didn't know better, I would say it felt like it was slightly damp and then it dried, because it's just very flimsy. Nice graphic, big old Prime. You know, I want you to join the Autobot army. But yeah, that's just a little sad that the box work is so flimsy on that. But they are doing the green thing, and there's almost no plastic whatsoever in the packaging, so that's nice. Okay, guys, I hope this was enlightening. I hope you see the value of this one. You may want to get a larger one or a smaller one, depending on who you intend to purchase it for. I hope the Dollar General ones are interesting to you, and you may be able to still find some of them at Family Dollar as well. I did some slight retouch-ups on the Starscream. Some graphic touches with red, so when he's transformed, he kind of has that little intake valves that used to stick off his shoulders there, just ever so slightly at the right angle. So, all right, guys, you have a great one out there in YouTube land, and I'll see you wonderful people again soon in my next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, and transform and roll out.